Rheumatoid arthritis is a serious disease, and if you're pursuing disability in Atlanta for your RA, you've got a good shot at winning. But it's not enough just to have a diagnosis. Let me explain what you need. My name is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I'm an Atlanta area Social Security disability attorney. And in years past, I would represent rheumatoid arthritis clients, and basically we'd appear in court before a Social Security disability judge with the diagnosis and some treatment records, and the judge would assume this is a condition that just gets worse over time. It's not curable, and so I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the claimant. We're going to go ahead and approve those cases. Well, what's happened is that's changed a little bit. What I'm finding is that judges are asking the question, are the medications, the treatment you're getting, is that stopping or slowing the progression of the disease such that you might be able to go back to work? So they're looking for more evidence than simply a diagnosis. And that's really true in general in Social Security disability. You need more than just a diagnosis, but especially in the case of something like rheumatoid arthritis, which used to be one where simply getting the diagnosis was enough. So what do judges want? Well, first of all, they're going to expect that you're being treated by a rheumatologist. Atlanta has a number of very, very qualified rheumatologists, and judges are going to expect that you've been treating with one of those rheumatologists, that you're treating on a regular basis. And it's not something you'd see a rheumatologist once a year. They're going to look for records that show you're getting treated once a month, once every 2 months, maybe once every 3 months, but really not any less frequent than that, because if you're only being treated once a year, the judge is going to assume, well, it's not that bad, it's being controlled, the doctor doesn't need to see this person, therefore it's not entirely clear that person is disabled. And of course, second thing would be that a general practitioner, your family doctor, is not the right person to treat rheumatoid arthritis. Judges expect to see a rheumatologist. Third thing is that judges expect to see some objective testing for your RA. And objective testing can be in the form of an X-ray, although I'm more often seeing MRIs or even ultrasounds to show the swelling of the joints, the deformation of the joints, that sort of thing. There are blood tests that will identify certain factors in your blood to prove that you've got rheumatoid arthritis. Judges expect to see some objective testing of that. And obviously the imaging showing the deterioration of the bone structure, the joint structure, that is something that can be very, very convincing to the judge. Judges also want to see evidence you're being treated with medications, and there's a lot of different medications. The NSAIDs are out there, corticosteroids like prednisone, that's pretty common, although again, these have side effects. Prednisone, if you take for too long, it's going to damage your liver. I think you're going to see there's a class of drugs called DMARDs, methotrexate, Plaquenil. These also can be very, very effective, but they can also damage your liver. They can have terrible side effects, which I'll get to in a second. There's another class of medications called biologics. Humira, Orencia are examples of that. There's something called JAK inhibitors like Xeljanz, that's a newer drug. So all these drugs are coming on the market to treat RA. And what they can do is they can, in many cases, stop the progression of the disease and even restore some function, although not so much restore the function, but they can keep things where it's at. So if you're able to get treated and return to work, obviously you should do that. But if the treatments are just not working, your RA is medication resistant, then that needs to be showing up in your medication record and your medical record. The judge can see that the doctor's tried one thing after the other, nothing seems to work, the disease keeps progressing. That is really strong evidence that your RA is in fact disabling. Now, I would also tell you that what my clients are doing, I'm advising my clients to do, is to keep a diary, both on pain diary as well as medication side effects. So if they're taking these medications and they're nauseous all the time, or it takes 2 or 3 days to get over them, like for example, I have a client who takes methotrexate, very powerful medication, and it takes him 2 days to recover. Well, that's something that would impact his reliability at work. What's disability about? Your reliability at work. So if he's keeping a diary that says every time he takes methotrexate, he's vomiting for 4 or 5 hours, 2 hours later, or he is fatigued and can't get out of bed for the next day, that's all very relevant. If I have a client who's having terrible pain in the elbow joint or the shoulder or the hands, that's something that would show up in a pain diary, because no one's going to remember how they felt 2 years ago, or even necessarily last week, but if you take notes as to how you're feeling on a particular day, then you can refer to that note in your hearing and say, yes, on March 23rd of 2019, I had a really bad day. Here's what's happening. When I look at the month of March, I say I had 5 or 6 really, really bad days. This is what a bad day looks like. That's much more convincing than to say, I remember back 2 years ago, I was having a really tough time of it. The more specific you can be, the better. And I think finally, what you can ask your rheumatologist to do, and this is really, really helpful, is to complete a functional capacity evaluation. And in my case is I give my client the form. It's specific to their case and to RA, where we'd ask the doctor to identify specific work activity limitations, everything from sitting, standing, lifting, carrying, climbing, ladders, ropes, scaffolds, kneeling, stooping, crouching, crawling, working in unprotected heights, sensitivity to heat and cold, all that stuff, as well as reliability problems. How many times a day would this person need to take an unscheduled break? How many days in a work week would this person likely miss? How many days in a work month would this person likely miss? All these things are relevant to your reliability, and again, Social Security disability is about your reliability. So anything we can show in the form of evidence that impacts your reliability negatively, that works in your favor. So those are some of the things I use when I'm dealing with RA cases. If you've got an RA case, if you're either starting the process or you're still working and thinking that maybe the time has come to look at filing for disability, you want to chat about it, please reach out to me. I'm at 770-393 4985, or my direct email is my last name, Ginsberg, GINSBERG @gmail.com. Happy to chat with you. I've also got a website called ssdAnswers.com/Atlanta. You can find a lot of good information there. I've even got a free Secrets to Winning Disability Survival Kit. It comes by email. A lot of great information about my experience with disability cases. And again, if I can be of help to you, happy to do so. Jonathan Ginsberg here, wishing you nothing but the best. Thanks a lot. Hi, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about how to win your Social Security disability case, I'd like to invite you to download my Secrets to Getting Approved Early Survival Kit that I created just for people like you. Currently, I'm making the survival kit available at no cost, and I encourage you to grab your copy now. Some of the topics I cover include: how do I know if I have a case? Is it the right time for me to file my claim? 9 common mistakes that can doom your case. The 3 must-have arguments you use to win your case. And a topic that every disability claimant wants to know: how to avoid trick questions from the judge. If you or a loved one need to win Social Security disability benefits, you'll find the Survival Kit essential reading. Download your Survival Kit right now and at no cost. Just visit ssdanswers.com/survival and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now. And as always, I wish you the best.